With us now on the Sunrise Morning Show is Toufic Baaklini from In Defense of Christians. Toufic, good morning. Welcome back.
Good morning, Annie. Thank you for having us again this morning.
Absolutely. We are very happy to have you back, although not very happy about the update that you are going to be giving us today. We're going to be discussing Lebanon again. The country remains 6 months on from that devastating explosion in dire straits, and I understand that the Maronite Patriarch just spoke at a UN-sponsored conference on Lebanon. Can you tell us what he had to say?
Yes, he spoke at the homily on Sunday in commemoration of the faithful departed. And he spoke about the dire situation in Lebanon, and that we need, if we're that we cannot be silent anymore. The government is not doing their job. People are hungry. Since the explosion of the August 4th, the government has done nothing, basically. And the church and our organization and many USAID, we've been helping to rebuild homes. 300,000 homes were destroyed, and we've been working on rebuilding homes and feeding our people. So what the Patriarch spoke about on Sunday is that Lebanon was a founding member of the Arab League as well as a founding active member of the United Nations. Thus, it's necessary to bring up its case in a special international conference under the auspices of the United Nations to establish a Lebanon that's modern constitutional framework that is based on the unity of the entity.
Toufic, can I jump in for a second? Yeah. Do you have any indication that Patriarch Rai has been heard at all? I mean, is anyone heeding his call?
No, and that's why he spoke about it. And that's the reason he's been talking about it the last few months, and no one is listening. And he says that our people are dying, and the government has a dead conscience. Basically, he reached a limit to where we have to do something about it. Otherwise, if he's silent and we're silent, and there's a crime committed against the Lebanese people, and especially the Christians, it is like we're participating in that crime. So, and that's not acceptable.
Now, of course, a lot of the problems that Lebanon was having even before that blast 6 months ago was Hezbollah, and a prominent Hezbollah critic has been silenced forever. Can you tell us this story and what the implications are?
Yes. Lokman Slim is an opposition leader although he's a Shia, but he is a scholar and he's an opposition leader against Hezbollah. And basically he was assassinated. He was meeting with a friend of his, leaving his home. He was kidnapped and shot 5 shots in his head. Just to silence him. This guy doesn't carry guns. He's a thinker, he's an analyst. He writes, he comes from a prominent family, Shia family. But the Hezbollah, they don't want any voices, neither Shia or Christian or, they want to have their own way, and they have weapons, and the Christians and other moderate Muslims, they don't. All that they have is their voice and what they write about. And one thing I wanted to bring up that today is Saint Maron's Day, Saint Maron's feast day. And our Patriarch, Cardinal Rai, spoke again about the same issues. And yesterday, yes, Pope Francis spoke about what Patriarch and gave support to Patriarch Rai, and he stressed the weakening of the Christians in Lebanon, and mentioned that the weakening of Christians in Lebanon will weaken the Christians in the Middle East, and he gave a lot of support to the Lebanese and gave them hope and supported the Patriarch. Yes. On this. So this
during his address to the diplomatic corps at the Holy See, and you mentioned that there is an effort to rebuild in Beirut. What is the status of that right now?
We're working with international organizations and USAID. They're giving more aids to rebuild a lot of homes there, but still there's always need. There were 300,000 homes, mostly Christian homes, destroyed in that area. Where the explosion happened is in a Christian suburb of Beirut. So we need to help them more. We want them to stay in Lebanon, and this is where Christianity began, in the Middle East. In Lebanon, Jesus stepped in so many villages in Lebanon, and we want them to stay. We want them, we want their voice heard, and we are their voice. So we want to support them. We want to rebuild more homes for them to stay. We've been helping with many other ways through an organization. It's called Lebanese Solidarity. Mm-hmm. And it's a great organization that's supported by the Maronite monks order and Caritas and several Catholic organizations. So we wanna keep them there. We want to keep helping them and supporting them through scholarships at mostly Catholic schools and universities. And so we want to do our best. They're fighting for survival, and we want to support them.
Absolutely. And Toufic, if listeners are inspired to help support by listening to you today, what are the best ways to do so?
The best way to go to our website, it's www.indefenseofchristians.org. They will see how they can help, and they can help other than financially, even supporting our issues with Congress and otherwise. And they will find most of the information. It's on our website, and they can even contact us if they need any more information.
And you can find In Defense of Christians linked at sunrisemorningshow.com. And Toufic, just know how much we appreciate the work that you do at In Defense of Christians. Such an important voice out there on behalf of Lebanon and all other Christians who are suffering around the world. Thank you so much for your time this morning.
Thank you, Annie. Thank you.
All right. It is